Welcome back to another phenomenal episode of the Careful Boys, and today we are blessed to have Jeremy back in the building.
Welcome back!
No karate, Bart? Whoa, hold on.
Hiya! Slice! Don't make fun of karate, dude.
That's true.
That's true.
We were just talking in the last video about things like religion and stuff, so led me to this question. What is the quote-unquote strangest thing that you believe in?
That I believe in?
Could be fucking aliens, lizard people, heaven, hell, whatever.
Horoscopes.
Illuminati, New World
Illuminati's
Order.
real. It's not that I believe in it.
Yeah.
It's real.
It's real whether or not.
If it's
So is that it?
Tupac says Illuminati.
I think
Tupac's
Illuminati.
alive. Illuminati? That's
I think
the
that
strangest thing that you believe in?
I'm not a strange guy.
You don't think it's strange, but then other people might think it's strange.
No, I don't know. I feel like I believe in Illuminati. I don't believe in any like conspiracies, but
You do
I
believe
feel
that
like
they
Illuminati's real.
Okay.
Well, how about this?
Yeah.
You're Filipino, so what about like ghosts and all that
Yeah,
stuff?
Filipino.
Oh, 100%.
afraid of
But
ghosts.
that's not strange. That's normal.
You believe in Aswang?
Yeah. Well, no. That
Is that the dude on top of the cliff?
It's the half guy with the wings.
Yeah.
No, I mean I believe in ghosts. Is that weird? That's not weird
you
though.
seen
That's
them?
not strange. I felt him.
Oh.
I've seen like things, but then not, you're always like.
Talk about the things you've seen.
Yeah, talk about it.
So
Does it scare you?
I mean, the most ghost encounter thing I had was like my grandpa when I was 14. He seppuku, committed suicide, and then
Damn.
with a gun though.
Why did he do that?
He got sad.
My family is. You guys are going into deep Jeremy territory.
Let's go!
My
I'll share things if you feel too vulnerable.
crazy. But so he committed suicide, and then
But why? Why? Because I'm still trying to figure that out. He got
why?
Oh shit.
So my dad, who was like the perfect son, he was like, remember he was 82nd Airborne. He was San Jose PD. Became a private investigator. Then he went to prison.
Oh, what?
Yeah. So like when I was like 12 to 16, he was in prison.
Can you talk about why he went to prison? Was it?
I just don't know if I know the real story because Filipinos lie to their kids.
Exactly.
Right?
What was the story you were told?
Well, he was banging his private investigations partner. This is the story.
Have you seen the pictures of her?
Yeah. Polaroids.
Is it pretty? She's probably banging.
I
believable?
probably would have done it.
See? Okay.
But apparently the husband had like walked in on them at her house.
What's she doing with the husband?
He was kind of a nerd. I knew the whole family. My dad was kind of a player,
Oh.
and apparently my grandpa was a player too.
Filipino
Like,
dad syndrome. I know this.
Yeah.
Hey, whoa.
That's true.
And so, anyways, the
They're Latin lovers. They can't resist. Latin lovers.
it's true, man.
It's true.
But at the week of before his funeral, my mom woke up one morning and was like, "Have you been feeling like anything weird?" And I was like, "Well, I left my room the other day. It was the dumb shit like lights turning on and off. I left my room one time and I had like an IKEA sock drawer next to my bed that had his like picture with a frame, and I had
Was
a
it
bunch
the
of
Fjorn? The Fjorn?
yeah." It was like something with a Yorn. I feel like Fjorn's a name, dude.
I think so.
Bjorn. was the
Bjorn?
name,
Oh,
yeah.
probably Bjorn.
But you know they're all they're like shaky, and I had like my cologne and my deodorant, and all that shit. And one time I closed the door to my room, and I heard like a crash in my room, and I looked, and everything that was on my sock drawer fell on the floor except for the picture. Like the picture was just there.
That's different.
Yeah.
Usually it's just the picture moves, but then if everything but the picture, that's different.
It's
Yeah.
it's a picture of her dad.
Of my grandpa.
Your grandpa. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I was
The
like,
picture frame was very strong.
well, it was leaning though, because I didn't know how to fucking make holes in the wall. I would get yelled at if I made holes. So I just leaned it on the wobbly thing, and it was a heavy frame. And everything else fell. You would have think the thing went, like slide. Because it was just a plastic top. So I was like putting two and two together, and then one morning my cousin woke up laughing. And we were like, "What are you laughing about?" And she's like, "Papa's tickling me." And we're like, "Okay, what the fuck?" And so another morning, my mom was like, "Do you feel anything weird? I was like, why? I was like, yes, but why? She's like, well, I had a dream last night that I could see your grandpa and he was following you everywhere you went. And every time I called to him, he would just go. But he was just following me.
Protecting you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so like, I've seen shit like that. I've felt things like.
But why did your grandpa do this? Because his son is in jail?
Oh, sorry. So the other half of that story is so his perfect son went to jail, and then his other son, he only had 2 kids, he had gotten deported, and he was like my uncle who was like my dad when my dad wasn't there. So he got deported for like gambling and fraud and all kinds of other shit.
That's crazy. The brothers are so different.
Yeah.
Fucking cop and other guys.
My uncle was in the army too, but after that he opened remember when like street racing was a big thing?
Yeah.
He opened like a shop that
Puts iBox Springs.
they would buy brand new products, sell junkyard products, and then keep
The new ones.
new ones for their race cars and shit. And then he like got into some shit like gambling shit with like some Vietnamese gangsters who actually burned down our house like twice.
Oh my
Twice?
Yeah, like they burned down our house.
That is San Jose vibe.
That's hella San Jose.
Completely burned down your house.
Like
They don't do drive-bys, they do burn-bys.
yeah. Yeah, so like like it was crazy. So
They're
my
arsonists.
grandpa was like, my life sucks, and like just, and then he was the one that I've always felt like had like followed me around. So that was like my strongest connection to
protection.
believing in ghosts.
That's so good. At least you have a good ghost.
Yeah.
My friend has a bad ghost that follows him. He doesn't like it.
Dude, I
Name's
believe
Kevin.
He don't like his
I believe the ghosts were sleep paralysis. Like I believe those are ghosts.
Yeah.
You mean the ones that sit on you?
Yeah, like I had like at 19 I had like so many situations of sleep paralysis, you know?
Did you get the face that was like laughing at your face holding you down?
Bro, I had one where I would be in a room and then my brother would pass by me in the hallway and I'm like, yo Sam, what are you doing? And some dude chasing him with a knife.
What the?
What the fuck,
And then I was like, Dad! Kid! Fuck! I couldn't move, so I had to grab everything around me. It was like a dream, and I was like, "There's no fucking way."
You're on Quaaludes.
But you see the room.
I
It was
saw-
really your brother?
Yeah, it was the room, my brother screaming for my help, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna fucking kill this guy. Who is this guy? And then I wake up, and then I'm like rushing to my brother's room, and he's not there.
Oh.
So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go out, smoke a cigarette at 19, you know, at 4 a.m. Just But yeah, and then the worst one for me was somebody going like, and then boom, my chest just fucking plummeted towards the bed. And then, but I kept reading up on it, and they said, if something like that happens, move your pinky toe.
Yeah?
Yeah, and then it was crazy.
Right now.
Huh?
I can't even move that shit right now.
Right, that was the crazy part. The focus was to move your pinky toe, and I, was
could
like,
move it.
I just started trying to talk to it because it kept happening.
yeah, that's gangster, bro. I don't know about that.
Yeah, there was a point in time where it happened a lot, like
Yeah.
every couple months.
Lots of sleep paralysis?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it was there was this face that was like black with like sunken features, and it would just hold me down.
Yeah, bro. Dude,
I've
felt
only
that.
had it one time, but I wasn't able to see anything. But it was a person that was screaming in my ear, going, "Ah!" And I could hear it, and I'm like, oh, so loud. And then I'm like,
Keep it down.
yeah, I'm just like, shut up, I'm trying to sleep. And then like, I didn't know it was like, in my head, it wasn't a ghost. I just thought that someone was 2 inches away from my ear going, "Ah!"
It sounds like it's there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
the
right
sound
here.
is there.
And then it sounds like, "Ah!"
It's like I didn't think it was a ghost though. I thought it was just like a
So you guys had that too, like the scream?
screaming. Yeah.
Scream and then a push.
Really?
I never had to push. I just couldn't fully wake up, and I just heard it, and it was like a couple seconds, and then when I finally got up, I was like, oh, I was sleep paralysis, but it didn't register to me that it was a ghost. I just thought like I was freaking out because like I'm half dreaming, but yeah.
What happened when you would talk to the thing?
I would just like say random shit like "Don't fuck with me," Like you would just say shit as much as you could.
Yeah.
And then it would like just keep pushing on your chest.
Yep.
And then you would just go, yeah, you're just sleep paralysis. And you would just like try to coach yourself. I had to like coach myself because like I used to be super claustrophobic too, which is super bad for stumps. But you would just go like that, and then you would hear the scream would go further away. So then I started realizing like, oh, if I master my own brain, then like,
Yep.
maybe there's a connection there. And then I stopped thinking that was a ghost. So even when you guys said you believe in ghosts, I didn't think of this sleep paralysis.
I feel like that's what happened to me too, because I used to get sleep paralysis a lot. It was to the point where if you talk about sleep paralysis in the day, you'll get it then.
Bro.
Right?
Oh my god.
Weird. It's like when you talk about it, it happens, right?
That's so true.
So obviously when I was younger, if that shit happened, I'd be like, the first thing I would do was pray to my ancestors. I don't know, that was just the only thing, because I was like, if I can't fight it in this dimension, who can? Who's got my back? My grandpa come down here, fuck this fool up. So I pray
That's pretty tight.
to my ancestors, right? And then it wasn't until I like had to look up the scientific concept to sleep
What
paralysis.
is the scientific word?
It's basically when your mind wakes up before your body.
It's a limbo. It's like a limbo, yeah.
So you're just literally
So it's not a
chemically
ghost.
imbalanced in that moment where you actually mentally wake up, but your body hasn't registered that yet, so you can't respond in the way that your mind wants yourself to.
There's two sides, scientific and then the spiritual side. Yeah, I'm serious.
The second I read about the scientific side, and then I just was like, okay, that can logically happen because I'm reading something that says it happens, and I accepted that. I feel like coaching,
went away.
It's like the second you get there, you're like, oh, dude, my mind just woke up before my body. Versus like the fear, which like continues to let the idea of it grow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So then I was just like, oh, just fucking move, dude. It'll happen eventually, and then the fear would go away.
Have you coached yourself during
one
dreams?
Dude,
I've done that.
that's my favorite thing, but it's really hard.
Yeah.
And
It's rare.
The best part about it is knowing that if you acknowledge that you're dreaming while you're dreaming, that's the place where you have the highest chance of astral projection, right?
Yeah.
So this actually happened to me recently, and I remember being like, nah, dude, I think I'm dreaming. What did I hear about this? Oh yeah, I think I should pinch myself. So I tried to pinch myself, and I'm like, I am dreaming. Astral project. And I swear to God, I felt this moment of like I was leaving my body, but I realized I wasn't skilled enough, so I was halfway, and then I fell back in, and I was like, damn it, I failed.
When you're pinching, what are you feeling for? You're feeling for that there is pain or there's no pain?
I think it wasn't a feeling of physicality, it was an acknowledgement that I was in control.
Oh.
Because I think when I'm dreaming, truly dreaming, I'm never in control of the situation.
Yeah,
The movie's
it's
just playing
so
and
rare,
you're just
dude.
in the movie.
Yeah.
But then this one, I was like, I did that and I know what I'm doing. Can I get out of it and witness it or
You know
be
what
in
sucks?
control?
The minute I know I'm dreaming, I'm like, oh shit. I can control things, and then I wake up.
Yeah.
God!
That's the
damn
hardest
it.
part, yeah. It's hard not to wake up.
Dude, I used to be able to control my dreams or just wake up from my dreams because I know it was dreaming. So there's times where, you know, in sleep paralysis, you can't move. So when I started dreaming, I'd be conscious of grabbing things to move for me. So I would be able to run because of the sleep paralysis.
That's actually what I hate the most from dreams, because you're always like running or some shit, right?
Yeah.
But for some reason you can't run.
Or punch.
So you're just like,
Punching
you're
is
crawling on the ground
trying
to
to punch
get
my brother.
away from whatever.
So you just fly, man.
But
like,
then
I
you
train
don't do
this
it when
all
you're in
the time.
control.
I know.
I'm weak-minded, so I can't do it.
It's so rare to do it. But yeah.
I have a relative who got PTSD from lucid dreaming. Like he really got into lucid dreaming at 6th grade, and he started studying about it, practicing every night. Like that was like his movie playtime, because it was so fun for him.
Probably banging the hottest bitches in his dreams.
So he's like, yeah, he learned how to fly, he learned how to build worlds. He says he was doing Minecraft things and like creating like the funnest dreams.
Sounds like acid.
And then, and then he was like in 6th and 7th grade. And then he had this one dream where he was driving and there was 2 women in the car.
See?
And then and then they were driving and he got into a car accident, crazy wreck. Both of them died.
Oh my god.
And he kept having these reoccurring dreams of the same intersection, same scene, and that just scared the crap out of him. So fast forward, he's in high school, right? and he's like, you know, going and trying to get his driver's license. So he goes to the DMV, and every single time, like he was practicing all that, his body would react physically to the trauma.
Oh man.
So his body would start shaking, and he goes, well, no, I can drive. I don't know why, like I'm freezing up. And he couldn't pass his exam. He tried 3 times.
Testers was 2 women.
I know, right?
Wow.
He's like, I'm gonna kill them.
He picked the lesbian option.
And he goes, yeah, like he would freeze up, he would panic. So he would have reactions, his bodies would have reactions as if it really happened. And also he believed that it was an omen of like what might happen. So now he's afraid of actually driving because he might kill someone. Yeah. And I'm like, that's great. I'm like, so how long have you had the dream? And it's like years of just the reoccurring same nightmare to where I think that condition over and over and over, he couldn't control
So he
it.
doesn't drive.
You know what's crazy?
He just wanted
You can't drive.
Is he more of a
I saw that
bicycler?
story about how I always had a recurring dream.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I had this crazy dream every single year. It happens maybe twice that like I was at like a luau in Hawaii, and then I like rolled through the bleachers and I fell on my head, right? And I had this dream all the time, and I told my dad. He's like, that did happen to you when you were 4.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember it too.
Like,
Yeah,
the second
yeah.
I acknowledged it, I never had that dream again.
Oh, that's crazy.
Maybe he was lucid dreaming. He astral projected, went somewhere in the world where that actually happened, and 2 girls actually died in a car accident.
Yeah.
And if he looks it up and finds out that it actually happened, he'll never have that dream again.
Wow.
Maybe.
Yo, yeah, you should definitely call your cousin.
Yeah,
Let him know.
I'll let him know.
Hey,
You know
look
what's
it
the
up.
crazy thing that does happen to me is I'll have a dream, doesn't really make sense, but wherever I've been, it's extremely clear. Like it's very vivid.
Like deja vu?
No, because it's in my dream, and the dream happens first. Then
Yeah.
2 years later, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm here at a place I've never been, but I saw first in my dream.
Like deja vu?
But I thought deja vu is it happening the second time.
Well, that is technically you're doing it the second time.
But isn't deja vu real life first time,
That's
and then you're in another circumstance?
brain is telling you.
It's telling you that the
No,
wire
yeah.
crosses, yeah.
Yeah. Has to happen in
Your
real life in
brain,
the
when your
second
brain
time.
tells you I've been here before, that's deja vu,
Storing
right?
new info as old info.
So even though you dreamed it, when you go to the actual time, you're like, I've been here before. That's deja vu.
Yeah.
The best
But
thing
yeah,
to
but
do,
it's extremely clear. That's crazy.
that's the straight part. The best thing to do is when you have deja vu, do the same thing every time, and then you can play with it. Because what I do whenever I feel that deja vu sensation, I start going like this, and then I know that like, oh, it's deja vu because I do this every time.
But you know what's the craziest shit?
And my brain's telling me that like you did this before, and I'm like, no shit, I do it every time.
But you know what's the craziest shit? So I remember this moment vividly because it was at the house I grew up in. I think I was 9 or 10, and I dreamed of a very specific scenario of the cabinet opening and a glass falling out. Because I got to the cabinet and I was like, oh shit, I guess deja vu. When I opened the cabinet, I put my hand there and the glass fell into my hand.
That's pretty sick.
That's fucking crazy,
That's
right?
pretty
And I was
tight.
like,
Now do that with money.
I wish, dude. I fucking wish. They're always random places that don't mean anything.
You guys want to know the one of the trippiest dreams scenarios that I believe in? Because I don't believe in a lot of shit, obviously. But then this thing is so weird that like I can't help but believe in it. There was a really vivid dream that I had in 2005, and I wrote the whole thing down on MySpace. Like the second I woke up.
Did you make a copy of it?
Yeah, I have it. It's the craziest. It's super long, so I'll keep it short. But basically, at the time I was going through like a pretty rough like breakup with this girl. We were like breaking up, so I was like dealing with this like depression over it. And then in my dream, I wake up in this magical, beautiful like world that doesn't look like Earth. And then there's only 3 people that are there that I recognize in this like new world. Everyone else is new, but 3 people from my life is my girlfriend that we were like having problems with, my best friend, and then this other extra white dude that I've never seen in my life, but he felt familiar. And then in this world, like we were just living our lives doing normal things, but for some reason I would come back to this calendar on the wall and it had 55 days on it. And the dream was so slow. I lived every one of those days and I would cross it out. And we would just do different shit. And then right on the 54th day, I realized that this was all like a dream. And then that's when like all this shit crumbled. And then this like being, some like magical guy appears and he's like, so close. And I was like, so close to what? And he goes, you don't remember asking me to do this for you, but you wished for a world where you and her worked out, and I made it for you. Whoa. And you didn't believe it. And I was like, what do you mean I didn't? I was like, why didn't I believe it? And he was like, he goes, you have to be here for 55 days for this to become your permanent world, and you didn't buy it. And then I was like, why are these the only people here? And he goes, because you need to have 3 people that are really important in your real life to think this is your real world. One was your girlfriend, the other was your best friend, and the third is the guy who kills you in real life.
What the fuck?
But I haven't met him yet because I didn't die.
Oh. Yeah. The random white guy. Yeah. Steve Green!
Wow.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And then I was like, but I don't know that third guy. I've never seen him before.
Just wait.
And then the guy
goes, write a script.
Stay away from white people.
He goes, I know, but he goes, unfortunately in this scenario it's not bound by time. So this guy plays a big role in your life because he's your death. His name is George. Good luck. And then
white guy's named George?
And then I wake up and I was like, what the fuck? And I wrote the whole thing down.
That's anytime you meet a white guy named George.
Pink Dick George from Tiger Belly.
I don't even know who that is.
P. Diddy. You know George.
Pink Dick George?
Because he's the white guy, George.
I didn't know that you call him Pink Dick.
Because white people have pink dick.
And he looks like you have a very pink one.
Peachy
Yeah.
dick.